Well, good morning, people. You're listening to and viewing my Alaskan Backyard Show live from the cabin. And today we're going to go over a couple things. It's spring. My God. Temperature's moderated. It's now 30 degrees outside. Snow's starting to melt. And we're working on putting out a show. Hey, good to see you and hear you again. Well, I've been a naughty boy. I hate to admit it, but I just got to the point where I cannot put up with leftardia anymore. I mean, bombarded constantly, 24/7 online, everywhere, every place I look, all I see is leftardia, nothing but leftist bullshit. You know, even now to the point where where resources like let me see, Quara. Let me show you that. Let's see here. I got to get the right display set. Are now sending me threatening letters, telling me that my comments aren't acceptable on their platform. Okay, so I've been with this platform for like 2 or 3 years. I first stumbled upon them when I was looking up a technical question that I had at work. I used to work as a wireless data engineer for a major phone company. Okay, I worked in their cell phone division, and my job was mainly configuring servers and deploying services and stuff like that, and writing software that monitors different types of routers and network equipment. You know, and well, one time I had a question. I was working on something and I sent them a question. I had to register with them to get on the board, and I got a good answer back from them, so I decided to stay on the board. So when filling out my profile and stuff, I put I want digest of things, and I also told these people you know, that I would answer questions for them in fields that I knew, like photography being one of them, Linux being another, some programming stuff, all that crap. So imagine my surprise when I go read a question in it on something about Donald Trump, you know, and so, well, I said, well, what's this doing on a technical board? So I go read it, and it turns out to be some giant diatribe against the president. So being the person that I am, I answered it. I sent an answer into the answer that someone else had put, and I guess they didn't like my answer, so they lodged a complaint against me. Basically what I said was, your posting is utter and complete nonsense, because it was. I mean, they were jumping all kinds of weird conclusions, stating talking points that they've heard on CNN and stuff as fact, you know. So I'm just trying to be a nice guy and straighten them out. Well, this is what it gets me. It gets me, oh, I'm in violation. Well, I'll click I understand, so that the next time I do it, they'll throw me off, which is fine, because that's what I want. I've been looking through all their stuff. There's no way to get off their platform once you're a member of it. So you get spammed constantly. I mean, I could stick all their shit in my in my junk folder, I guess. But here's some of the stuff, right? You know, I guess politics. That's why I'm hearing the anti-Trump stuff. And if you answer and if you give them a feedback or an answer that doesn't give them a thrill down their leg, you know, for their ego, well, then they try and get you banned from the platform. You know, let me see if we can find you some of the questions here, and you tell me in the comment section if you believe that this is the type of shit that should be on a technical question and answer board, okay? Or you believe, like I do, that this has become a social justice warrior social platform and it's no longer a technical background. You know, there's some of the stuff, okay? So my dilemma now is, do I put up with this bullshit and let people spout out to each other in an echo chamber their hatred of America and freedom of expression and free American exceptionalism and shit, or do I stand up and tell them to stick it up their ass and that they're a bunch of fucking loser idiots? You tell me in the comment section. Go ahead and let me know, okay? Because I'm inclined to just get off their platform and say fuck them. I mean, you know, the kind of answers that I give people and the questions that I get. Let me see if I can show you some of them. Some of the questions here. Okay, so I get technical stuff like, what makes a Pixel 3 XL camera extraordinary? You know, ever looking all this stuff about phones and shit. You know, which is a better Nikon? Things like that. You know, why is Quora now a social justice platform? And all their shit and their social justice, all in their political. Let's see if we can get back there. If you look at some of their politics, you know, it's nothing but fucking garbage against you know, the patriots in America. You know, do conservatives ever become liberal? It's shit like this. Now, if you don't agree with somebody's answer on here, you should be able to tell them that they're out full of shit. So I'm thinking maybe I should use dissenter.com and get even with them. But, you know, that's just, you just start a fucking flame war. I've been around in computers and the internet since the internet consisted of nothing but timeshare, modem connections to mainframes during non-peak hours. You know, there was Delphi, there was CompuServe, and a bunch of other little services that had no graphics. It was all just text. And then when Mozilla came out, I was an early adopter of that. I'm an early user, and that was the first graphical browser that we had. So that's enough of that. Okay, I just thought I'd show you people that not only is this leftardism, this attack on America, an attack on Americans by communist, socialist, Democrats in the mainstream. Now it's still filtered its way down the technical sites. What's wrong with you people that run this stuff? You know, these people built their whole platform, built their entire business on the goodwill of people like me, okay, that were willing to answer technical questions and issue technical questions in order to help the general population, the general community, find answers to problems. And now they've become a political freaking website that's run by the left. The left has taken this over, and now if you don't agree with what they're saying and what they're preaching on their site, uh, you're the bad guy. So you know what I say? Put me a button somewhere on this thing, somewhere where I can, like settings or something, where I can go, hey, I want off of this platform. Stop sending me emails. Stop sending me notices. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. There's got to be a place somewhere in here where I can just get off of here, but I can't find it yet. You know, I'm just going to keep antagonizing the dumb fuckers until I reach the spot where they just ban me, and maybe they'll drop me from their mailing list, and I won't have to put up with their bullshit no more. Okay. That's where I stand on that. Oh, look, my picture's been crazy here. Oh, let me go, let me fix that. I will fix that, and in the meantime, you can look at my show links. All right, so I got to fix this while you're looking at that. All righty. Drag it and make it big. And okay, I'll transition back over. See, it's back to the right size again. All right, so what else are we gonna cover? Okay. Now I don't know about you, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff about the coming Civil War, and people are starting to wake up and realize that there's going to be a hot Civil War in this country. There's going to be shooting. There's going to be attacks and stuff. It's already started out in Portland, and I guess they've had some stuff all along the West Coast, where the communists are asserting control by infiltrating the school systems and getting, you know, their propaganda and their brainwashing going full time. So what's going to happen? What do I think is going to happen? Okay, well, I'm not quite sure, but I know some reality that the people in the larger metropolitan concentration centers of the West Coast and the East Coast may not be aware of. Okay, you people are going to start a fight with Flyover America. You're trying right now to get the Electoral Congress abolished, so that just by weight of sheer numbers in certain states, you'll be able to control the entire United States by dictate. That's why they want to get rid of the Electoral Congress or college. Is for that reason alone. They lost last time because they had a flawed candidate, and American people had woken up and found somebody that knew what they were doing, someone that was a businessman to run the business of government. Okay, so we elected Donald Trump. Okay, since he's been in there, he's lowered our taxes. I just did my taxes, and this is the first year in about 25 that I have zero taxes to pay, and zero. I'm not going to get zero refund. I'm going to get a zero refund, which is good because I'm not paying any taxes because I didn't make any money last year. Okay, the reason I didn't make any money is I'm retired. I'm living on Social Security and what little assets that I had accumulated over the course of my life. That was a great thing that he did. Okay, he gave us. If he hadn't changed the tax laws, my wife and me made slightly over $24,000. If he hadn't raised the individual deductions to $12,000 apiece, which was double, we would be paying taxes. Well, we're making an income and living at a poverty level right now. We would have had to pay any more taxes. Okay, he did. Not only did his tax program do that, I looked at the the 1040 this year. Take a look at that. Okay, it's one page, and maybe one a half page. Basically, it's about I don't know, 8 inches across by 5 inches long or 6 inches long. That's the 1040. If you've never filed taxes before, you know, you won't have a reference to the sheer amount of change that is. You know, there were some years where you would go and get booklets this thick of rules and regulations on how to fill out a 5-6 page form, you know, and 10, 20 attachments that had to be going with it. Okay? If you were in business, oh God, forget it. you had to hire a full-time expert just to take care of your obligation to Uncle Sam. You don't have to do that no more. You know, you can still do it if you want to, but you don't have to. You can do your taxes yourself now. It's been simplified. And the only people that are complaining are the people that live on the east and west coast in these high cost states, where their state and local government has been putting the shaft to them for their entire lives by you know, taking enormous amounts of tax out of them. Well, they used to be able to take a percentage of that, or maybe even the whole amount that they paid the state and local government, and take that off their federal tax. Okay, that was what they were actually subsidizing the state level. You know, they're giving them more money that way because the people would not complain if their taxes kept going up and up and up, because hey, we can take that off our yearly federal income, so it evens out, or maybe it's even an advantage for us to live in these high tax states. So those democratically controlled high tax states have been pushing back against the tax reforms so that they can get more and more money from us, the United States citizens who don't live there. We have to pay more so they can be subsidized. That's bullshit. I'm fucking tired of that crap. You know, you people that live in those places, wake your ass up. Go down to your local community council, sit down there, become part of it. Go down to your borough county borough or county meetings and sit there and learn what these people are doing with your money, and vote no every time they want to take more money away from you for stupid shit that benefits only a small portion of their friends, their relatives. Okay? That's where it goes. There are some places in this United States of America at the local level. There are some counties that are more corrupt than the mafia-infested Sicily and Italy back during the 1920s. I mean, they're all on the take. They're all putting their hand inside the barrel one way or another and taking your tax money. You know, wake the fuck up. Go down there and sit. I mean, it's entertaining too. You know, instead, turn off your TV and go to the local county board of adjusters meetings and all these other different little meetings. Get involved in government, because if you don't go and you don't get involved, the communists are going to take all that shit, and you're going to wake up one day when they're going to take every fucking thing you have, and if you give them any shit, they're going to fucking kill you and your family. How do I know this? It's happened in history over and over and over again. Socialism leads to communism, which leads to your death if you're not one of the controlling elites. You're not way up there in the party hierarchy. You're going to fucking get killed if you say anything against them. If you don't be a nice little slave and do what your masters tell you, you're going to wind up dead. Now, this is what this coming civil war is going to be about. Okay, you're going to have the people on that side, and you're going to have old school I don't want to say Republicans, old school patriots, people that are more on the conservative side fiscally, maybe a little liberal on the social side, you know, or maybe they're mostly liberal. They, 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 they classify themselves as liberal light or conservative light, but they're libertarians. They don't give a fuck what you do in your bedroom as long as you're not doing it to children, you know, or people against their consent, you know. And that's a straw argument that the left has been using to gather support from the LGBT community. Okay, you guys wake up. Look what Stalin did to the homosexuals. Okay, look at Pol Pot. Look at Mao. You look at all these communist dictators. What did they do? They got rid of what they considered defective people, which were the homosexuals, you know, the people with birth defects, the handicapped. You're worthless eaters to them, and they're in the rest of the world. They're now basically in control, you know, and they're trying to spread that up here to America. Guys, you need to wake up. When this war gets hot, you need to be prepared. You got to have some food. Lay in some food and water and a water source that you're going to be able to keep from being contaminated, or lay in a method of purifying water. I mean, make sure you have water to drink, you have food to eat, because when the shit hits the fan, which it will, you know, people outside of the Beltway areas, outside of the big cities of the West Coast and the East Coast, they're not going to be sending them people food. I mean, that'd be stupid. Our logistical systems, take it from someone who's worked in the logistics fields. I used to program for that field and stuff. For the last 25 years or so, it's been a just-in-time. Just-in-time has been the model for the entire logistics systems in this country, especially the food. Okay, and food and fuel, things like that. We don't have giant warehouses full of that stuff sitting on every community. You get truck deliveries, usually in the pre-dawn hours before the stores open. Okay, you ever wonder why you have that little card that you have to scan at the checkout to get your discount or whatever, or why they scan all your food? They're not only just totaling up your price, they're adjusting their inventory amount and preparing pull requests from their main warehouse, which will be shipped out on the next truck out, so that their inventory levels stay constant on the shelves. That's why in farther locations, when you live farther away from the big cities, you know, you may see some of those major department stores like Kroger's and Sam's Club and all the different places. There may be times in those big places, those chain stores, where you walk in and you see very few items on the shelf, and the stocking process is going on. They're putting what came in last night back on the shelf. Right? They don't have a whole bunch of shit in the back of the store. You know, they have no more than 72 hours worth of that, and they generate those volume reports based on the sales at the front point of sale machine. Okay, that's how that's done. Well, you people don't understand that. You fuck with flyover America. You start a civil war. You try your gun confiscation, your property confiscation, all that crap. Guess what? That shit's not going to be rolling on the trucks. Even if some of them farmers and shit want to send their shit, there's going to be folks like me and other patriots out there stopping it. Okay? You're going to fucking eat yourselves, and it's going to be glorious to watch. Okay? We will use food and they'll try and use it too. The left will try and use food as a weapon. We'll use it as a weapon. Okay? After those supplies are exhausted in them stores, then people are either going to turn on each other, start eating each other, or you're going to try and come out to the country and try and take from other people. They may be successful in that, and they may not. So you got to remember, the people that are in these cities, they don't have any gun experience. They don't know how to fucking hit a target at 200 yards. Okay? Country boys, people that live out in the farming areas or who grew up in the country, the first thing they get put handed when they're 8 years old is a fucking 22 long rifle. You know, you go hunt squirrels, go hunt rabbits. You ever been squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting? They're not 2 feet away from you. They're usually at least 70, 80 yards away, and so you got to be able to hit a target the size of, say, a small cat, a little kitty cat, at 70 yards, 80 yards away. And you got to be able to hit it in the head, not in the body, and destroy the meat, because you're going to eat it. Okay? The people that the leftards are going to go against are people that have been born and raised that way. Okay? Now, you think you're going to get the military to go on your side, or the law enforcement's going to help you confiscate guns, or the military is going to do it? Where do you think people come from that fill those positions as law enforcement and military? They come from the same people that you're trying to destroy. They're not going to do it. You know, no kid in the world is going to go home and assist in murdering his family. That's what you think that they're going to do that? The military is going to do that? There might be a small percentage that do it, the same small percentage that suck liberal cock in order to get promoted in the military, but most of them aren't. You know, and you people think you've seen war. You've watched the. Let me tell you something. If you're not aware of it, when a bullet strikes your body, especially a high velocity boat-tailed round, it destroys lots of tissue. The shock itself usually kills the victim. Okay, but if the shock doesn't kill you right off, you're going to bleed to death internally because of the most of those bullets, those high velocity bullets, they start tumbling. I'm talking high velocity 5.56. What is that round the AK uses? 7.6 times 39. Those bullets are designed for one thing: is to maim and kill. Okay, so they tumble when they hit your body. So it's not like you see in the movies or when you see on your video game. Okay, once you get shot, if you don't get immediate trauma care, if you don't have a medic or somebody there that knows how to stop the bleeding and keep you from going into shock, you're dead. That's it. You're dead. You don't respawn down the hallway or respawn around the corner like you do in Call of Duty. You don't. You're dead. When those artillery rounds come in, you know, you're facing an explosion that's going to send 90 pounds of steel splintered into small little scraps in your direction, in a 360-degree direction, wherever you're at. If you're over here or over there, it doesn't matter. They're 90-pound rounds. They have like it's mostly explosive and steel. Well, it's all explosive and steel. Artillery rounds. How do I know? I was in the artillery. I'll tell you, you don't want to be on the receiving end of an artillery barrage. Same thing, aerial. You don't want that. And guess what? You all say, "Oh, well, the blues are going to destroy the reds because the blues will have the military. The leftists, the communists, the Democrats will have the military." No, you're not going to have the military on your side. The most you can hope for is that there's a splinter of a small group there. Okay. And guess what? All the patriots out there, we all spent time in the military. Some of us didn't do much, but a lot of us did. Right? A lot of us know how to call in artillery. A lot of us know how to call in airstrikes. All we got to do is have somebody on the other end of the line that's got a plane or a fucking cannon, and you're dead. You little leftards in Berkeley don't know how to do that, do you? Nope. You don't. Okay, so Just keep pushing the Civil War. What you're going to wind up having is a massacre. There's going to be millions of people killed. It's not going to be some little small thing that stops after a couple of weeks. Okay? It's going to start off incident here, incident there, then it's going to go to open shooting, incidents here, incidents there, then it's going to go to one group attacking another group and retaliation back and forth, and then it's going to go, armies are going to be formed, just like what happened in the first Civil War. If you guys study history at all, you'll see that's the same way it happened there. The Army of Virginia against the McClellan's army didn't just magically pop over overnight. In order to get to that point, you had fucking raids out in rural Missouri happening from one faction to another. You had bases being seized, all kinds of different activities. The same thing's going to happen here. Okay, if you live in an area that's got a National Guard armory, you know, you got access to big guns. Right? You got access to aircraft. So, you know, people know how to use that shit. Are gonna use it. So we're not going to have a little social battle where the media on TV and Acosta gets on there, interviews you, and tells you, well, how's this going for you? Blah, 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 blah. This ain't going to be that way. It's going to be, you're going to see cities burning. You're going to see mass starvation in the cities. Okay? You go into the major cities and try and disarm people in the hood. Let's see you do that. You think you're going to disarm the countryside? That ain't going to happen. Okay? You guys need to wake up. If you start this Civil War and you keep pushing this Civil War on us, when it happens, it's going to be bad, and a lot of you guys are going to die. So, you know. And what do you think the rest of the world is going to do if we start breaking out in a Civil War? You don't think the Chinese and the Russians and even the fucking Mexicans and the Brazilians and shit aren't going to take advantage of this shit and try and seize assets and land and stuff? You got to be insane not to realize that they're going to send troops once they figure they can launch an attack on a portion of America because we're divided and fighting amongst ourselves. They're going to do it, all in the guise of the UN keeping peace. So they're keeping peace in America. Yeah, live with that fantasy. All right, well, that's all I have for you guys today. I just thought I'd let you know that not only is social media being attacked and taken over by the left, that even sites that are supposed to be technically orientated are now falling under that silence the dissent, silence dissent any way you can. Keep people from talking or from disagreeing with the established narrative, the established line. That's what's going on right now. All right. Soon as note to our fans who like our videos about Alaska and Alaskan features. As soon as the weather gets better, we'll be pumping out more shit. Okay. Right now, waiting on the weather to get nice. We're waiting for what we call breakup. That's when all this snow and ice just disappears overnight, and the grass will start growing. It'll be daylight most of the day and most of the night, and you can actually go out and have fun and do stuff. And you know, we'll get some more videos out to you that way, and let you see more of why Alaska is my favorite place on the planet. All right, so if you like this stuff, subscribe. I think I'm at 24 subscribers now on BitChute. Let's see if we can get that up to 25. On let's see, what's the other guys we're on? YouTube, I think we got 11 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to a dozen. Let's pump that up, guys, and see if we can get to a dozen subscribers. That would be awesome. You know, you can't get demonetized if you're not monetized, right? I think you got to hit 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. And what I do as a uh, YouTuber, and I've done this. I've been on YouTube like 12 years now, you know. And basically, what I do is I put video up on YouTube in order to archive it forever, because I know as a technician, and I've been part of some of the stuff that the government has done. I can tell you that everything that goes over the wire or in the air, that is all monitored and collected. So I'm counting on the NSA and all the other government letter agencies to capture this stuff, keep it for posterity, so that my great-grandchildren can see my image and see what Alaska would look like back when I lived and walked the planet. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this medium for me, not for everybody else. So it'd be nice to have subscribers. There's no way I'll ever get to 1,000 subscribers, so no way I'll ever get monetized. And basically, I don't. Yeah, the money would be nice. Everybody'd love to have free money, you know. But I'm not going to die if I don't have it. This is not a way for me to make money. Okay? I wouldn't mind having some, but I'm not going to beg anybody for contributions. You know, a lot of the YouTubers do that, and that's fine. You know, that's the way that they can keep getting their message out and stay focused and put food on the table at the same time. There's a bunch of them, not only politically ones that I like. I like a bunch of technical stuff, basically computer stuff on YouTube, and I like a whole bunch of the how-to stuff. It's homesteaders, people do homesteading, people building things, that type of stuff. And most of those folks, they do it out of a love for the medium. They love to make films, and and it's nice that they can make a living at it. I love to make films, but I don't think I'll ever make a living at it, because I don't live in an area that has a high enough body count. Let's put it that way. There's not population there to sell video services to, or media services of any type. This is just not, you know. So this is how I communicate with folks. So let you know what's going on. You may think I'm full of shit, which is fine. I don't care. I'm not trying to impress you or control your thoughts like the others are. Okay, that's the difference. I could give a shit less. I'm gonna survive. I've got all my bases covered. I lived where I lived because when I was in the military in Alaska, I was at a level where I understood. I knew where the targets were. Okay. I was trained on nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare. Okay. I know the pattern that a nuclear blast makes and the way the winds affect the fallout. All that shit came into play when I bought my piece of property and moved out here and built my cabin. You know, as far as I know, a lot of those targets are still targets. And you people on the West Coast and the East Coast who aren't keeping up with what's going on in the world, you're in a lot of danger that I'm not. I don't have to worry about it. Okay, you do, and I'm telling you, if you pull this Civil War shit on getting going, you're going to be sorry. It's not going to be like a video game. You know, if you've ever lost somebody or been involved in somebody's death and seen the end, it's not something you want to do. It's not something that you want to see on a mass scale. Okay? Take it for what it's worth. All right. What can you do, you say? Just prep yourself. Prep your household. Okay? You need food, water, and air. Make sure you got all those things covered, right? And it would be nice if you had a way to stay warm and a way to get cool, depending on your climate. And if you don't know how to do it now, teach your kids and yourself how to grow food, how to produce food, because I'm telling you, you're only going to be able to get 72 hours worth of chow wherever the fucking in the nation you are if you don't grow it yourself. Okay? And once those 3 days of food are out, hunger starts getting to you pretty. I think you can go like 7 days before you're so fucking hungry and stuff. You get weak and you can't move and shit. So water, I think you got 3 days you can do without water. But water, unless you got radioactive contamination, which you may have, can be purified by various means. You don't have to have a lot of equipment to do it. You just got to have some basic knowledge of fluid dynamics, how one thing flows into another, and with some basic charcoal, sand, and rocks, you can make a water filter. Okay, and there's always bleach. Always have a little bit of bleach around, so you can purify, a canteen of water with a couple drops of bleach. With that being said, if you're interested in this stuff, you want to help me get my body count up at least 1, go ahead and check out these URLs. MyAlaskanBackyard.com, that's my website that has all the previous shows, and we'll have some more stuff on there sometimes. These are Minds.com. I'm up on there. I got some material on there. BitChute and YouTube. So let's see if we can get me up to become one of the greatest orators in history here. And that's it, folks. Let's ride the Valkyrie in my chariot out of here.